Now y'all see how all these blogs posting me supporting R. Kelly, right? About the re-sentencing. But I posted something today on my Instagram. It was 4 slides, and I had a caption on it. And no blog don't want to repost that. You see, it's so easy for them to control the narrative and try to make me look crazy. But I stand on business, man. Straight up. But I just want to let y'all know, ain't none of y'all vlogs. Y'all post me supporting Bill, not Bill Cosby. Free Bill already free. But R. Kelly. But y'all don't post what I post today about the slides and the caption. The truth hurts.
Can I with you? What?
ACP, did you see this?
Look, if it ain't official Dana J, Levi for Kelly, Primadonnanews, I don't even want to see it. Just take the time. Look. You got some weed? Dang. Gotta get some. Alright, hurry up. These and them here, everybody here, we waiting on you.
30 years.
Yeah.
You've been very vocal about this.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts.
I just feel like he was over sentenced, man. You know, when it come to, and because he's black with money, you know, I can pull up over 10, 11, 13 cases where people have raped people. I'm talking about intentionally raped people. You know, white people have raped people. I'm talking about raped their own and got months of probation. You know, it's just, you know, he was done dirty, man. You got people who kill people who confess and say, I did it, manslaughter, 10 years. Take people's lives from their family. You know what I'm saying? What he did was wrong, having that infatuation, fucking with them little girls. He was enticing them with a lifestyle. Right. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't hiding behind the bushes, throwing them in the fucking thing, strangling them, fucking them.
Right.
Don't make him seem like he was sitting outside the club, throwing them in the back of the trunk. You know what I'm saying? Cause social media will fuck you up. You know, you got the parents involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they get no time.
Right.
You know, it definitely was consensual when it's the mama and the family.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So 30 years, you're talking about killing somebody. That's what you're talking about. You can give anybody else, they got these guys who've been fucking these kids, raping them. I'm talking about raping them, going saying, Your Honor, I did it. They let them go home. But he's R. Kelly and he has money. So he was gave 30 years. That man can come out here and help these women about predators.
Okay.
He can warn them.
Okay.
I'm not finished.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not finished, man.
Go ahead.
They over-sentenced this man, and I don't like what all this man has done for music. How the black people is just tearing them down. All this stuff this man has done for music. If this man had done shit bigger than Michael Jackson, Elvis. If this was Elvis and he got 30 years and the mamas them knew that the daughters was fucking, they'll have 1 million white people out there right now protesting. Re-sentenced, they'll have 1 million white people protesting right now.
Right. Elvis actually,
I'm going to tell you what my people do to their people.
Elvis married a 14-year-old.
That's exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. How we tear down each other. 30 years is an excessive sentence. Excessive. They have people kill people every day and get less time than that. That man was done wrong. It's a re-sentencing. The mama should be charged. I'm pretty sure he was fucking the mom and the daughters too.
Well, he was fucking Aaliyah's mom.
Okay, well, they should, you want to give a man 30 years? He wasn't tying them to the bed. He was masterminding bitches. Older niggas do it all the time. He was masterminding bitches with a lifestyle. He wasn't holding them, tying them up. If you leave a bitch at a studio for 3 weeks and she stay there and you come back, her mind is gone. You're not even fucking her like that. You hit her with that dick and you're gone. You know, this man was not deliberately, he was fucked up to have that sense of urgency for young women, but 30 years, fuck no. And I'm gonna stand on that.
Okay.
And they can get in my DM. You can get in my DM all you want every day. You can come in my DM. Boosie, you got this, you got this, you got this. You need to get on the damn mamas. 30 years is excessive.
He went with a very inexperienced crew, and I think they got slaughtered. That's unfortunate because I think that he should have won that case. I don't think it was a racketeering enterprise. While there may be things, as people have said, in his past that he did that were wrong or immoral or distasteful, it doesn't really, in my opinion, rise to the level of a federal criminal case.
So it sounds like, Steve, you're taking issue with the racketeering portion of it. Elaborate on that for me.
Right. Well, what the prosecutors did, and people have recognized this, is they got extraordinarily creative. And I'm a firm believer that if a prosecutor has to get creative in order to figure out what you did that was illegal, then what you did probably wasn't illegal. Let's face it, they brought essentially a squirt gun to a knife fight. They didn't have any witnesses lined up, and they weren't prepared for it. There's problems with the jury instructions in the case. There's problems with the breadth of the evidence that was presented. I think it was an extraordinarily unfair trial where the government was allowed to bring in all sorts of other people to sort of tell their story without any backup, and they weren't charged crimes. It's what they call other crimes evidence, but there was way too much of it. It's why Bill Cosby's conviction got reversed in his case, because it's just patently unfair.
Well, I mean, we still heard some pretty damaging testimony, some graphic, information was brought to the stand. So how does that impact the case then? I mean, it's out there now, so that had to have impacted the jury's decision.
And now you're saying exactly what I'm saying. So what did that have to do with anything? For instance, he was alleged to have, in one instance, bribed somebody so that he could marry Aaliyah. What actually happened with Aaliyah, why that may have happened, wasn't relevant. He was alleged in a few incidents to have transported people across state lines for the purpose of having sex. That's fine. All that was relevant, and I'm a lawyer, so we break these things down, and like you said, jurors will look at it more broadly, which is why you want to narrow it down. They brought them across state lines for sex. What was relevant was they had sex. It wasn't relevant how they had sex. All these people that were allowed to say that R. Kelly gave them herpes when those particular counts of the charges didn't have anything to do with whether or not he gave them herpes. Just all sorts of problems, but his attorneys, and I don't mean to Monday morning quarterback everyone, but they were ill prepared. They didn't file the motions they needed to file. They didn't push back against the evidence, and he got railroaded and steamrolled.
All right, well, you're still representing him for federal charges in Illinois. So
Correct.
What happens next? If you can wrap that up for us quickly.
Well, we'll have to see. He's not going to get sentenced till next May, so I suspect that everything will just sit and wait to see what happens. He faces decades in prison in New York, and then we'll see whether they want to go ahead or not.
Greenberg filed a motion today asking the state's attorney's office to make a request to all witnesses involved in this case to preserve all emails, texts, and social media posts. Greenberg accusing also Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx of having behind-the-scenes conversations with attorney Michael Avenatti, who says he represents some of the victims in this case. And R. Kelly's lawyer wants access to any and all communication coming out of Fox's office. He feels the timing of the charges filed against R. Kelly is suspicious.
There's all this pressure. There was a so-called documentary, which was really just a hatchet job that was done, and then they indicted these cases. And the problem is, there was this call from the prosecutor. People call, let us know what happened. And so far, from what I can tell, the only people who called all of a sudden ended up with Michael Avenatti as their lawyer.